Hi, welcome to the Read Tech. In last video we had discussed about the basic configuration of H3C Firewall. Today's topic is about high availability configuration of two firewall. You can see here this topology. I will implement this. Now I have two firewall of SecPath F1000 series. You can see here. This is the first firewall, the second firewall. Now it's powering on. You can see here the light of both firewall. Now I have one console cable for configuration of high availability, and I have one fiber to connect the HA links. I have two 10G SFP. You can see here the second SFP. I will connect both to the HA for HA configuration. Here I have already connected the two power cable for the both firewalls. Now let me aside the console cable and fiber to take my laptop for configuration. Let me take my laptop. Now I will do the configuration part, but before that just I will connect my console cable to the first firewall. You can see here this is the console cable. The RJ45 port I will connect to the console port of the first firewall. Now it's connected here. Another side of the cable is USB. This part I will connect to my laptop. Now this part is connected to my laptop. Another side is already connected here to the first firewall. Now let me install the SFP. I have two 10G SFP. I will insert here in port 27. This is the first firewall, port 27. Now the second SFP I will install in firewall 2, same port 27. You can see here. Now let me take fiber cable to connect this two port for HA configuration. Now I will connect this fiber to the first firewall. Fiber cable has inserted. The second side of the fiber I will connect to firewall 2. You can see here this is LC fiber. Let me insert the cable here to firewall 2 port 27. You can see here the light is blinking and the line is up on both firewall. You can see here port 27 the light is blinking. Now our setup has been ready. Let's move to the configuration part. Go to the session, serial, select COM port, click OK. By default username and password is admin. Just put password. You can see here this is the firewall one. Let me check the version. By running display version command, you can see here 9660p53 is the version of firewall 1. Let me go to the system mode, change name of the firewall by running sysname firewall 1. You can see here firewall name has changed. Now let me check the interface status. Sorry, display IP interface brief. You can see here the port 27 is up and color is green, the port where I connected the fiber. Now let me go to the interface 1/0/27. By running display this, here is no configuration. By default the link mode is route. Let me configure the IP address 10.10.10.01/24. You can see here by display this IP address has been configured on firewall 1 port 27. I'm going to quit. Just save configuration by running save force command. Now let me connect second firewall. Console cable connected here. Admin. You can see here this is the firewall 2. First check the version. display version, you can see here 9660P53. Let me go to the system mode, my running sys, and change the name of firewall. System name firewall 2. You can see here the firewall 2 name has been changed. Now let me check the status of interfaces by running display IP interface brief. You can see here port 27 is up, the color is green. And this is the port where I have connected the cable, fiber cable. Now let me go to the interface 1/0/27, display this. You can see here no configuration, just configure the IP address 10.10.02/24. You can see here, display this. IP address has been configured for firewall 2. Just quit and save force. Now let me connect firewall 1 again. You can see here I have connected console cable to firewall 1. Now let me configure high availability remote backup group. Run this command, and data channel interface says 1/0/27. This is the command. Now configure local IP 10.10.01 and remote IP of the firewall 2 10.10.02. Now configure the device role. We have two roles in high availability. First is primary, second one is like secondary. For firewall 1 I am going with primary. Just configure primary. You can see here the RBM status has changed to active for firewall 1. Now this is the high availability configuration. You can see here configure data channel, local IP, remote, and role, primary role. Now let me check the status of the group, display remote backup group status. You can see control channel is disconnected because I have not configured the firewall 2 yet. After configuration of firewall 2 it will be changed. Just save the configuration and connect the firewall 2. Console cable has connected to the firewall 2. Now go to the remote backup group for high availability configuration. Here configure the data channel, same like in firewall 1, 1/0/27. Configure the local IP 10.10.02 as on firewall 2, 01 was on firewall 1. And configure the remote IP of firewall 1. Sorry, it's not 2, it's 1, 10.10.01. Now the local and remote IP has been configured, and configure the device role secondary for firewall 2. Now the running status changed to standby because this is the firewall 2 and its status is connected. Now let me show you the configuration of high availability on firewall 2. You can see here, quit and save the configuration by running save force command. Now let me connect the firewall 1 again. You can see here the firewall 1 is connected. You can see P means primary. Firewall 1 is the primary status. You can see here RBM primary. I will check the status of the high availability, display remote backup group status. You can see here now control channel status has connected and green. Now the management role is primary, device running status as active. This is two different things. I will show you in switchover. Now there is one other command, display remote status. The same information can be displayed here by running this command. You can see here the device role is primary and running status is active. Here is local IP, remote IP, and control channel status is connected. Now let me connect the second firewall. You can see here RBM S This means this is secondary firewall, firewall 2. Now run the display remote backup group status command. You can see here the device management role is secondary and running status says standby. Firewall 1 was active, here is standby. This is the difference. Here you can see the local IP, remote IP, control channel status is connected. You can run another command, display remote status, and the same information can be displayed here. You can see here like secondary role, running status standby, everything you can see here. Now let me connect the firewall 1 again. You can see here primary firewall is connected. Now let me show you the status of the remote backup group by running just remote status command. You can see here it's active. Now I am going for switchover test. I will run command to switch over the firewall 1 to standby. Just go to the remote backup group, run switchover request command. You can see here to switch over the high availability from the primary active to the standby. Running this command, there is prompt, or you want to continue, just write yes. You can see here RBM status has changed to standby for the primary firewall. Now just quit and show the status again, display remote status. Now you can see here it's changed to standby. Now the switchover has been done. Before it was active, now it's standby. Now let me connect the second firewall. You can see here it's secondary firewall, but the running status will be changed by running display remote status. You can see here it's active. This is the secondary firewall, but the status is active. Why? Because we run the switchover request command. This is the switchover on software basis. You can do like this. Thank you. Now if you want the same topic, if you want to read in more details, you can go to our website. You can read the more information here. I will share link in description for the more details. Thank you.